Hi and merry meet everyone. Good to be back again. I hope you will enjoy this video. And tonight's topic I want to kind of cover on lineage and witches. And it's kind of a big topic because and these are questions I'm answering from people that have had over the time asked me about lineage, asked me about, like if I put out on Facebook, I'm offering this particular class at the Academy of Pagan Studies. One of the first questions I always ask, well, what lineage are you for you to be teaching this? And you sit back and you're kind of like taken aback in a way because the arrogance of it, of someone to question you. First of all, you obviously can tell that they don't know much themselves, but here they are daring to speak up and speak like that. So that's one part. It's also a question that's asked of a lot of people who has offered to teach or mentor people over the years. I'm bringing that up in question to a friend of mine who is 65 years old, and she's been practicing as a witch most of her life, if not all of her life. That to me is experience enough. If you were in olden times and someone that you saw making herbs and oils and different things that they make naturally in their kitchen, and you observe them doing this, you would want to learn from them because you can see that with their age and their experience, this is someone that I would like to learn from, and to watch or to hear someone question the person's lineage because they want to know if they should be learning from them, it in some ways is quite offensive. The reason I'm saying that is because the whole thing about lineage actually is something that's very modern. It's more, I would say more like the 50s and up. That's something that people talk about in terms of your lineage and all of that. Because people did not honestly think of it like that in olden times. I mean, can you imagine the old witch of the village, a woman or male, mostly it was women, and she's making all these herbal things, and that person comes to her for that healing herb and things like that they want to use for a particular ailment, and it helps them, and then they ask her, well, what's your lineage? Really? I cannot see that happening. So the fact that people actually ask that is just amazing. But I guess in modern times it makes a big deal to people because they're questioning everybody's worth as to, are you worthy to be teaching me, my old lonely one that I am, kind of a thing. So I think that's where a lot of that's coming from. So they kind of question everyone as to where they're coming from with it. And I guess understandably so because of all the traditions that's been formed now and all the different things like that. But I think people have to step back and kind of say to themselves, do they want to learn or are they there for the lineage? It's just like when I met my elder and teacher, Laurie Cabot. I did not know who she was in the grand scheme of things, or in terms of, I guess, lineage or any of that. And I just remember at enchantments seeing these classes being offered and the things that she's going to be teaching, and I thought what great wisdom I would gain from her. And every one of us that were there, it was a packed class, and we were there and we were all listening to this woman give us such great knowledge, and none of us thought to ask her lineage, and she didn't inform us of anything about her lineage. Or I think I remember her saying, I've been practicing most of my life, and that's about as much as we got, I guess, in terms of lineage out of her, and we didn't think to go beyond that. We just thought what great knowledge we're going to be getting, and we learned so much from her, both first and second degrees, what I did with her, and at no time did I think of lineage. Now, as time goes by, I'm seeing that, how big she is noted in the community and what that means to a lot of people. But still, even when I took her classes and I moved on, I did not think in terms of lineage until like a few times when either people would ask me online or on Facebook now. But even back, I forgot, maybe, I don't know, 15 years or more ago, I remember a group in Long Island calling me and they're, oh, Starr, we've heard of you and we'd love to do, have you come up and do a class or something at one of our festival or whatever it is. And I said, wonderful. And then as we were talking and getting to know one another, she actually turned and she said to me, "So you do ritual? I heard a lot of public ritual. What? Who taught you?" And I said, "Laurie Cabot." And no, actually, before she even asked me about that part, she's actually saying to me, "Are you allowed to do ritual and things like that?" And I'm like thinking to myself, "What do you mean allowed?" you know and she said, because I'm just questioning whether you're allowed to do any kind of ritual. And I said, absolutely, I do. Those were my exact words. I'm sorry. I do ritual all the time, daily, as I wake up, and also publicly, privately, all of it. And she was appalled that I was doing it. And then she asked me about my lineage back then, and I said, well, I don't know about lineage, but Laurie Cabot taught me. She's my elder. And they said, oh, maybe that's why you're allowed to do it. And she kept using that word allowed. And and I'm just thinking, like, what, I need permission to do ritual, my private thing at home or publicly? From whom? At no time did Laurie indicate to me that we needed anyone's anyone's permission or anything like that, because I think she was just being naturally who she is, a witch, and she's passing on that wisdom on to the rest of us. And I appreciated that. So I could not figure out this whole thing now that people are doing with the lineage part, but there it is. We have to put it up on our academy site or places like that so people can see what our lineage is. And I guess it matters to people now, but I just wanted to kind of let you guys know about this, but it's not that important. It really isn't, and don't get hung up on that. I hope that answers a lot of your questions about it. And thank you, and merry part.